This is Deck speaking. 4 minutes on the net with Deck. Series on self-tapes. Makehits.com. If you want to send me an email, deck@makehits.com. Don't forget, we've got a contest. It's not a contest, I keep calling it a contest. A draw. For the person who sends out the most shares. Now, have you got many friends? You could win $100, not to be sneezed at. So there we are. So, self-tapes, we did an overview of it last week. What Hollywood want, what Disney want, and all the casting people all over the world now want is self-tapes. Been doing them for years. Now they got very sophisticated. Now with phones and cameras like I'm using now, the ZI-8 Kodak, which I always recommend to people, it's very easy, but you have to do them correctly. We went through a few of the points in the last one. Points I've got this week. The voiceover. In other words, the guy, now you got to get the technology right here. In the UK we call them scripts. Sheets of paper with the script on. In the States, you got to get used to the term sides, S-I-D-E-S, sides. So you'll have somebody behind the camera reading the sides. In other words, the person you're acting to. Okay? So you need to have that person behind the camera. Now this is where it's very important for you to be wearing a microphone like this. Because the vocal quality will be 50,000 times better than if you use the camera. Microphone. Camera microphones will pick up all the ambience of the room, the echo. Oh, that I don't think will be picking up the echo, but certainly on a camera you'll pick up all the acoustics of the room, which is a bit useless. So you need somebody intelligent, preferably the right sex. I've seen self-tapes done by people with a girl reading a man's thing and they say, oh, it doesn't matter. Trust me, I always say this, everything matters. Everything you do is very important. Do everything as if it's the most important thing in your life. So you need the voice off camera. Make sure that the voice is audible, but not overpowering. In other words, don't have that voice behind the camera louder than your voice, and that will happen if you're using a microphone on the camera. Do it in one take, very important. Because the people want to see, the casting directors want to see that you can remember the sides for one scene. So it'll really be a scene probably of about 2 minutes, 3 minutes, no more than that usually. They can tell everything from 2 minutes, 3 minutes. And you make sure that you know it off by heart. Make sure you rehearse, for goodness sake. There's no use going in front of the camera if you don't know the stuff. And do 2 or 3 takes, or 10 takes, or 20 takes. As many takes as it takes to make it really be right. Lights, very interesting. I use very good lights. They're what you call umbrella lights. There are very many different types of lights. You can get all sorts of lights. You can use the modern day, what they call cold lights, which are those high efficiency lights that you see in every home now, and they've got a blue tinge to them, which is very interesting. You can use those. An interesting thing to do is to just pick, there's a big skylight there, and it's just giving me what they call a chiaroscura or obfuscura lighting. In other words, half my light, my face is lit, half isn't lit. That can be very, very interesting. Let's see, directions. Yes, make sure you absolutely follow the directions that will be given to you on the sides. You will have the director's directions. Make sure you do that. 9 times out of 10 they'll want you to look off camera. That's off camera, supposedly to a person there. So make sure the person who's reading the other character in the sides is there, preferably with a hand up like that, so you can look at their hand or look at them and you direct everything to them. It's very rare that you get straight into the camera stuff, although they may ask for that. You just never know. An awful lot of the acting required today is that very deep whispering type of just barely talking, just like that. And you can hardly hear. If you haven't got a microphone like this, you certainly will not hear what's being said. So be aware that that may be required, you know, in the character. Let's see. Oh yes. Other point is that it's very important the height of the camera. Now Liz Taylor, the legend that was Liz Taylor, married to Richard Burton, around for donkey's years, 60s, 70s, 80s, big pal of Michael Jackson. You probably know her from that. She always insisted that the camera be just a couple of inches, and that's what I'm doing at the moment. The camera is a couple of inches above my eyes, so it just gives that. And she is absolutely right, dead right. So be aware of that. It's called the Liz Taylor technique. Try it, use it, and see how you get on. So that's it for this week. That's the 4 minutes up, I hope. I think it is. I'm pretty good at timing. And I've got to go off now and do a major presentation on paperless meetings, would you believe? For business, paperless meetings, and doing that. That's why I'm dressed like this. Like the outfit? Nice. I have a lot to say about outfits, actually, because you've got to dress as the directions tell you. So this is Deck Cluskey. 4 minutes on the net with Deck. Makehits.com. Make sure you leave your comments down below. And share this with your friend. You could be in for $100 as a nice draw prize. And that will be drawn on the 1st of September. See you next week. Bye.